You are welcome to Remit Forex Academy. In today's video, I'll be talking about the ATR. And if this is your first time stopping by on this channel, my name is Paradise. And in today's video, I'll be covering what the ATR is and how to put the indicator on your chart regardless of the currency pair, and how to properly read the indicator to suit your trading strategy, and many more. So watch this video till the very end. Please don't forget to leave a like for this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification for more updates like this. Also check the channel for other forex videos and educational content. On the Euro USD chart right at this very point, if you want to put the ATR indicator on your chart, you go to this very indicator section. So you click on indicators and then you type ATR. So once you type ATR, it will bring it out. So the ATR mean average true range. Okay, that is the meaning, average true range. So if you want to make it visible, I'll go back to the settings right here. So if I click on the settings, then I click on style. So once I click on style, I will just increase the visibility for visibility sake. So once I'm done with that, the ATR indicator is now on our chart. So what is it used for? How can we use the ATR indicator to better our stop loss or trading methodology? But before I dive right into how to use it, we must have to know how the ATR indicator works so that we know what we are using. So the first thing first is that the ATR calculation for currency pairs differs. Okay, for non-JPY is the same. Let's say, for example, in this case, Euro USD, the calculation for Euro USD is the same for USD CAD and also the same for AUD USD. And the only different pair right here is the JPY pair. Let's say, for example, in this case, USD JPY and Euro JPY. So for JPY pairs, I will talk about that in a moment, but for now, let me talk about the Euro USD and other USD pairs that is not JPY. Now, for your PIP calculation, we were told that the market moves in point, okay? So, but you can't calculate that point. So what we have for proper calculation is PIP value. Now, the ATR moves in that same direction. So let's say, for example, each of these candles that are printed on this chart have their ATR value, that is their average true range. So before I show you how to read this properly, what is average true range? Average true range of a particular candlestick means that the indicator is designed in such a way that it will take the difference between the high of the candle and the low of the candle and its average. So it will take the average difference between the high of the candle and the low of this candle and give us the value on the ATR indicator at this very point. That is why different pairs have their different ATR value for a specific candlestick. Let's say, for example, this very candlestick that is forming right now on the chart have an ATR value of 0.00247, and this other one, this second candlestick, have an ATR value of 0.00256. This third candlestick have an ATR value of 0.00245. okay, so each of these candlesticks have their ATR value. So that is what the ATR indicator does. One very important thing you also have to note about the ATR indicator is that the ATR indicator is a volatility indicator. So the ATR indicator is not a momentum indicator. You don't use the ATR indicator for your market direction. Let's say, for example, the market move all the way from this area downward, and then from this point market begin to move upward. The ATR indicator will not tell you that the market is going to move upward from this very area. So therefore, the ATR indicator is not a momentum indicator, rather it is a volatility indicator. So having done this, how can you properly read the ATR? When you want to calculate PIP for non-JPY pair, you calculate the 0.0001. Okay, so your pip calculation starts from the fourth number after the decimal point. So in this case, the pip value is 1 pip. Now if you take that into relation with what you have this on the ATR, that is the value on the ATR right here. So if I put this on this very candle right here that is forming right now, and you look at this very point, you will see the ATR value. So the ATR value for this very candle is 0.00247. But in terms of pip, okay, we are taking into consideration the fourth number after the decimal point. And the fourth number after the decimal point here is 4. The third number here is 2. So we have 24 pips for this very candlestick right at this point. And then the second candlestick right here have 25 pips ATR. And then the third candlestick here have 24 pips ATR. And then the fourth candlestick here have 22 pips ATR. So this is how you read your ATR correctly for non-JPY pairs. Now, having known this, if you go back to the JPY pairs, first of all, if you put on the indicator by just typing ATR, it will bring up the ATR indicator. You put it on your chart, and then you can increase the visibility by going to the settings right here. Now, if I put the cursor on this very candlestick for me right now, it is called the ATR will appear right here. So what we'll have right here is 0.500. If I put the cursor on this second candlestick, what we'll have right here is 0.520. And then the third candlestick here is giving us an ATR value of 0.490. So each of these candlesticks as well have their ATR values. Now, how can you read this? For JPY pairs, if you want to calculate the pip for JPY pair, we have 0.01, okay, for JPY pair. That means your pip calculation starts from the second number right at this very point after the decimal point. So for this, your pip calculation in relation to the ATR is 50. Okay, you neglect the last zero here and take the rest value. This is how you know the value of your ATR in relation to its pip movement. So what this means is that we have 50 pips ATR. The market have capacity of moving 50 pips upward and 50 pips downward. Remember, the ATR is a volatility indicator, so the price can move 50 pips upward and the price can also move 50 pips downward. Now, if you look at the Euro USD, if you look at this very point, we say the ATR value here is 24 pips. What it also means is that the market have capacity of moving upward 24 pips and moving downward 24 pips. So it is not a directional indicator. So it's not going to tell you where the market is going to go. So that is how you have to calculate your ATR value using your ATR indicator. Now, one of the things the ATR will also do for you is it will help you know where to place your stop loss. So it's for accurate or proper stop loss placement. But before I come into that, if you look at the settings of the ATR, most ATR indicators have a settings of 14 period. So this 14 period means that the ATR indicator takes into consideration the 14 candles that have been printed on this chart. It takes the high and the low, and then it takes the average, okay, between the difference of the high and the low of the 14 periods candle. So this is how the ATR indicator works. Now, when you want to use the ATR indicator for your stop loss placement, you have to consider your strategy. And if your strategy obey and you want to take your trade, then you can now use your ATR to know where to place an accurate stop loss. Let's say, for example, in this very case, the market move all the way from here upward and then come back to the downside. If you see a possible buy opportunity to the upside from this area and you know that market is going to move upward, so before you buy this market to the upside, you must have to consider your stop loss placement. So where will you place your stop loss? So your ATR can be a source of help, can give you an information of a proper point or price level that you have to place your stop loss. So if you pick the ATR value of this very candle, which is 24. It means that the market have capacity of moving downward 24 pips and also moving upward 24 pips. So if I mark this very point of support right here, and then from this very point I calculate 24 pips down, and I can do that here with my measure tool at this very point. So if I pick my measure tool and then I move from this very point right here downward to this very area, 24 pips. Okay, at this very area is my 24 pips. So this is where my stop loss should be for this very trade. And the reason why I am to place my stop loss at this very point is because the ATR value have already given me a predicted move about the market volatility. That means the market have capacity of moving 24 pips downward. Okay, so I have to give a buffer for that very movement so that if it occur, I don't get caught out in the market before market will move in my predicted direction. So this is how you use the ATR for your stop loss placement. Then if you look at the USDJPY, in this very case, market was consolidating all over this area and then move a little bit downward, and you see a potential sell opportunity to the downside, and you want to sell this market. What you have to do is to take into consideration the ATR value of this very candle before you enter, or any candle that printed on the chart before the candle that you want to take the trade on. Let's say, for example, this very candle, after the formation of this candle, this very one that is forming. So you take the ATR value of this very candle that have already formed. So once you get the ATR value, you place this very area on your chart as the very high of this very candle right here, and then you now measure 24 pips upward. So from this very point, I use my measure tool to measure 24 pips upward. So if I get 24 pips upward right at this very point right here, the score that 24 pips is around this very area. So this very point is where my stop loss should be. So I will definitely place my stop loss around this very point, because at this very area the market will not just get me stopped out before moving in my predicted direction. Doing this saves you from whipsaw in the market. So this is how you use your ATR and properly read it and understand what the ATR indicator means. The most important thing you have to understand is that you can get your ATR value for each candle by looking at this very point right here, and then the ATR indicator is not a momentum indicator. It does not show you direction of the market, rather it shows you market volatility in respect to that very time frame that you are trading. If you find this video useful, please don't forget to leave a like for this video, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification for more updates like this. Also check the channel for other forex videos and educational content. Also check the description of this video. You see my recommended broker if you've not registered with any broker yet, and use the link down below in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.